Hello and welcome to Good Morning Geelong. It's great to have you watching us for another week. Joining us on today's show is local man John Olsen, who recently made headlines and walked across Australia raising money for leukodystrophy. He joins Rollo right now.
The Geelong Lions Club has a very proud member, and the Geelong Lions Club is a very proud club of that member. And the reason for it will be unfolding in the next few minutes, because joining us is a gentleman who, we have to say, enjoys walking. And it's a very warm welcome to News Geelong to John Olsen. How are you, John?
How are you, Graham?
Very well indeed, and not as fit as obviously what you'd be, because viewers, this man has just walked from the west side of Australia to the eastern side of Australia at Byron Bay and then back down home to Geelong. What a wonderful effort, John.
Yes, I'm glad to be home, Graham.
Glad to be home. And I don't think it's any secret if I said you're, 57 years of age?
57, yeah.
And a very fit man. Where did you, and the idea of the whole walk from the Lions viewpoint was a Lions fundraiser?
Yes, I did a walk 4 years ago, and from north to south, Cape York down to Tassie, and the two Lions that drove me up there to drop me off, we decided to turn it into a fundraiser and awareness program for cerebral palsy, and halfway through that walk, I realised that one day I'd have to finish the job off and do the west to east, and it took 4.5 years of planning, and we've chosen two charities dealing with the same issue, children's mobility.
It's a very important issue, and obviously one that's very close to your heart.
Yes, my partner of the last 3 years, and unfortunately she inherited this walk, suffers from leukodystrophy, even though it normally affects male children. And that's when I learnt about it, and that's why we decided to put that into the mix.
Now, having walked the width of Australia, you can truly sit back and tell us what a wonderful country, and the scenery you must have seen, the people you must have met. There's got to be a book in it somewhere, John.
There certainly will be a book. I haven't got the patience or the time to do it myself, but someone's offered to ghostwrite it for me. Yes, it's made me realise just how big the country is and what a small little fringe that most of us live in, because the centre's pretty big and desolate. Met lots of great people on the dingo fence, came 60 k's out one night just to give me a barbecue, and it's just been great. Everyone's been great on the way. All the police forces of 5 different states have been most welcoming. My big cousins, the truck drivers of Australia, they've been absolutely great. Always give me a toot and try to get out of my road, and they managed not to run me over, which was great.
Which is great. And all the way along, you were pulling your wonderful little mobile cart.
Yes, it's Wilson, and it's got built-in water tanks, carries all my food, tent, everything I need to survive on the side of the road. And it's done a great job, hasn't let me down at all.
John, the loneliness out there, particularly say when you're walking across the Nullarbor as it comes through the mine, the mental discipline you had must have been very strong.
One of the good things about getting old, you do get mental stamina. There's a few good things about getting older, but I couldn't have done this when I was younger for that reason. It's 99% mental, and it just comes down to the fact that when all else fails, you have to keep going. You either fail or you'll win through. And
on average, how many kilometres a day would you walk?
On the flat roads, I do about 40, 43. Last few days has been about 35, and I've timed myself to get into Geelong when I did. Out in the desert, I was relegated to 13 to 17. I spent 2 weeks pulling the cart backwards 4 inches at a time for 10 hours a day. So that was the hardest part of the whole trip.
And one obviously has to ask the question, how does it feel like being home?
It's great just to see those smokestacks from Shell. I've never really liked the look of them, but they look absolutely great yesterday when I saw them. And just to be home with the family. I've got a new granddaughter I've met, and it's great just to be home.
Someone that we are very, very proud of here in Geelong. He is a Geelong Lion, a member of the Geelong Lions Club, and John Olsen has been lion-hearted in his efforts to raise money for cerebral palsy and leukodystrophy. And when you hear those two names, you can think about making a donation towards it, because every little bit helps, John, doesn't it?
That's for sure. We're only halfway there, if that. We need to raise another $110,000. So anyone would like to send a cheque to Geelong Lions Long Walk, Box 553, Geelong, Victoria. Or get onto the website, which is web.mac.com/John Olsen 7000, and you'll be able to donate in several different ways.
You'll see those that information scrolling across the bottom of your screen. So think about it, because this man has put in a fantastic effort, a man of passion, a man of great endeavour. Mr. John Olsen, a true Geelong Lion. And that's right, we brewed him tough down here in Geelong. John, congratulations yet again. We're very proud of you. Well done, and keep up the great work on behalf of Geelong and the Geelong Lions Club.
Thank you very much, Graham.
At the civic reception, where it is welcome home to John Olsen, and congratulations on behalf of the City of Greater Geelong for his wonderful effort, again, of walking from the western side of Australia to the eastern side of Australia, Steep Point to Byron Bay, then down to his home of Geelong. And one of the ladies was very happy to see him come home is his partner, Vida. How are you, Vida?
I'm well now that John's back.
Happy and smiling.
Very happy and smiling.
And also you'd have to be very proud.
I am. I'm extremely proud of him, but I always knew he could do it because I saw him map it out for the last 2 years. Papers everywhere, and I had no doubt that he could do it. No doubt at all.
Now, Vida, for our viewers, so that we can, because part of it is public awareness, is what John was doing, is raising money for cerebral palsy and also leukodystrophy.
Yes.
And I understand, unfortunately, you have leukodystrophy.
Yes.
What is it?
Well, I'm a carrier of the disease called adrenoleukodystrophy, which was made public through Lorenzo's oil, the film Lorenzo's oil. And I got diagnosed in that year, so that's 27 years ago. And it turned out that carriers do get it. I had a brother that died from it at age 41, and I was diagnosed at age 43, and I'm now losing the use of my legs.
So it's a terrible degenerative process.
Yes,
in having the problem.
It's similar in that it's similar with with MS, except MS is an autoimmune disease, whereas this is we lack a protein that synthesises our fat, and that destroys our myelin sheath, which covers our nervous system.
So
and that's why we can't walk, or we have trouble walking.
But people like your partner, John Olsen, gives you a lot of hope and faith.
Oh, of course. If I could walk that far, I'd be pleased, but I know I can't.
And viewers, isn't it wonderful to see that happy, smiling face? Because it does send a message out there to you. And what's on for dinner with John when he when he hits home tonight, maybe?
Well, it looks like he needs a little bit of fattening up, and I always need it, as anybody who knows me would know.
We'd be looking for a nice home-cooked, traditional, maybe roast Australian meal.
No, we're not that much into roast. More chicken, and he makes beautiful sauces and things like that. So, yeah, we'll probably get into something like that.
No rabbit or kangaroo, though?
And no camel.
No camel, yes. The partner of John Olsen, Vida, has joined us today on News Geelong. Thank you very much for your time, Vida.
We
wish you all the very best. God bless, and continue on with the great work in conjunction with your partner, Mr. John Olsen.
Thank you very much, Graham.
Thanks to John joining Rollo there with that interview. Stay tuned, we'll be back in just a moment.